Howdy all. So this is going to be a really quick, 3-slide intro, because I want to show you, or essentially have a biologist explain to you how evolution works. I could try it, but we've seen my brain unit, and that's pushing my expertise. Versus I've discovered that other smarter people have created really nice, clean explanations of how evolution works for those of you who are a little rusty, or if you had a really strange experience like I did, where I took biology the same year that intelligent design was required, even for private schools, by all of Pennsylvania. And so I had a whole unit on intelligent design that was mandated by the state. We did cover evolution, which is real. There's not really any doubt there. There's not doubt, full stop. But I figure I might as well have the experts do it, rather than getting a weird kind of Mason take on it. I'll cover the psych aspects for sure, but these the videos you'll see they're nice, they're great, and I include them in my lectures, but I don't do them on the first slide, so it makes the transition difficult. So yeah, we're covering evolutionary psychology. This is the second half of chapter 9. But this is unit 10. I like to split up the behavior genetics and evolutionary psych because I think that they both deserve a test question, essentially. These two units are a little on the short side, but that's probably good for everyone's workload. So yeah, we're gonna do the little preamble here. Now the objectives kind of overlap. I figured I might as well include them both, because some of the learning goals I really like how these two halves of the chapter play together. So some of the learning goals back into comparing and contrasting these two techniques. So we're going to talk about the biological based approaches to how personality might be inherited. Both last time we covered behavior genetics, my statistical specialty, and I probably gave you way too much detail, but sorry, you get too much stats and too much genetics in this class, I know. And the other way personality and individual differences can be inherited is through evolutionary psych. And I'm going to discuss how these approaches can be combined with each other and with other approaches, because I know I'm not an evolutionary psychologist, full stop, but I integrate behavior genetics with the trait approach into my work often. Hence, I teach the class on personality. So yeah, but we're going to talk about these two approaches, and in this module, it's primarily going to be evolutionary psych. Now, what is evolution? It is definitely not how evolution works in Pokemon, because in Pokemon, and yeah, this is the cutesy analogy I like to use. In Pokemon, an individual Pokemon evolves. So you can evolve in Pokemon and only in Pokemon. Maybe Digimon, but Pokemon won that battle. But where in Pokemon it's like one entity transforms entirely and becomes this radically different creature. That is not how evolution works. It's all about very, very gradual change. Super gradual change. Barely noticeable, and it's over generations. Lots of generations. Not this, if you get enough XP, you'll evolve, unless you press B, or if you give it the right stone or object, or you trade across platforms. Those were a pain to unlock in Pokemon Blue. But yes. So we are not taking the Pokemon approach to evolution. I know. Really? She's talking about Pokemon. Yes, I am. But this is why I've given you, I'm going to have us watch at least one of the Stated Clearly videos, like on what is evolution. There's an entire playlist that I really, really, really encourage you to watch because it's very helpful in understanding this process. So do that. I will see you in the next video. I did promise you this one would be short. Let's see. Yeah. So, bye-bye. See you really soon.